I'm Shark Boy.
I'm Lava Girl.
And we did the AT back in 2020, and now we're here on the PCT in 2022.
How'd you get your trail name?
Oh yeah, so on the AT, the first 8 days in Georgia, it rained nonstop. And so my hair, like the movie, Taylor Lautner, is spiked up like triangles, and that's how I got Shark Boy.
And then I overheat like crazy, and I also got sunburnt and sun poisoning on the AT, and then I almost burnt down the tent, so I lived up to the name Lava Girl.
Hey, my name is Magnet, and I am doing a northbound through hike. Starting March 16, I became interested in the trail initially. Well, I got into landscape photography before I got into hiking at all. And I live in Oregon, so the more I explored Oregon, the more I saw PCT and hiked on the PCT, so then I became more interested in that.
Hey, my name is Gogurt. Formerly, my trail name on the Appalachian Trail was Bogart, as in Humphrey Bogart, but I now go by Gogurt on the PCT. So the PCT has been awesome. It's very motivating day by day to see the environment change so dramatically, in contrast to like the Appalachian Trail, which is largely the green tunnel kind of experience with some, more exposed peaks otherwise.
Before doing the AT, we both were teachers. We were high school music teachers.
And then in between the AT and the PCT, we went and taught English in South Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just one adventure to the next one. And we're being eaten alive by the mosquitoes.
What has been the most challenging and most rewarding experiences so far in the trail, would you say?
Most challenging physically, and I would separate that out, man, physically and emotionally. In my mind, like there's very separate things. Physically, the Sierras, because we went through in May and it was quite snowy. I am not a mountaineer. I had never used an ice axe or crampons, and so like it was scary and it's super hard just exerting at that elevation and fearing for your life every day. It was super taxing. So that was the hardest physically. The hardest mentally for me, it was Northern Cal. I got to meet up with my wife and dogs in Dunsmuir for 5 days, and leaving them was the hardest part mentally for me. I was defeated. I was like basically without purpose. I was just walking without a goal. I was wondering why I was out there. Like, why am I not home? Why am I not with the people I love? This is stupid. This trail is too long. It's too hot. It's too burned. There's all this negativity. So that was my low point mentally. Highs, I'd say for me, Oregon was the high. Like my original trail family from the desert, the Sierras, we kind of reunited in Oregon and we just partied. I got to go home. I got to see my dogs. I got to hike a section with my dog. I got to be home for a week, which was really cool. I got to see so much familiar stuff. I had the best time in Oregon for sure.
What have you guys liked about the PCT so far? Like, what has been your favorite experience, would you say?
Oh, Washington.
Washington.
It's so beautiful.
We've only been in it for like a week, but it's already our favorite.
Yeah, yesterday was one of the most beautiful days we've had on trail.
The Sierras have been also they were absolutely gorgeous. Going over all the snow and everything, that was a lot of fun.
The hardest part has been actually the past 2 weeks because we decided to jump up because of the fires, and mentally that was really frustrating to be like, oh, should we have tried to continue Nobo? Like, did we botch our hike? We're not finishing at the northern terminus anymore. So it was kind of a low point. We grappled with our emotions a lot and had a lot of heart-to-heart talks about that, but we're feeling good now and excited to see what's about to come.
What do you do when you're not on trail? So what does your off trail look like? What do you currently doing?
Until recently, I was in grad school getting my entomology degree. When I'm done with this, I'll be going to work at UGA in Georgia, the University of Georgia. And I'll be doing research on the Savannah River, looking at the accumulation of metals into fishes and insects on that river. But yeah, that's all totally new to me. That'll be a totally new experience as well.
Can you tell us a little bit about your photography work? I've seen some of your work on Instagram, and you've got some really impressive stuff. So
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I got into it about a decade ago. It was kind of before social media. I really was just trying to make prints for my house, like make art for my house. That's how I started. And then I just got more and more into it, as I tend to do with my hobbies. I just get obsessed with stuff. And I think it's kind of, but 10 years ago, there wasn't as many people doing it. Like in Bend, Oregon, there was like 12 of us, right? And so now there's 500 of us. And so how do you stay relevant, or how do you keep it interesting? How do I keep it interesting. How do I do something unique when there's 500 other people in my area doing the same exact thing I'm doing? So what I do now, well, hike the PCT is one way. If you're willing to walk that, thousands of miles, it's you can kind of separate yourself out from the masses, right? But also I just do original compositions. I scout stuff. I find stuff that no one shot or I've never seen shot. I backpack in, and I just do, I guess, unique stuff that way. I never go to the standard like viewpoints and places that everybody goes to. I find my own stuff and I shoot stuff that hopefully people have never seen before. So to me, that combines my love of backpacking and photography, and it keeps my photos unique and interesting. The world doesn't need to see another picture of Multnomah Falls or another picture of Mount Hood that everyone's taking, right? Hundreds a day. But I feel like I can contribute something to the world of photography if I'm showing people something they've never seen before. So that's how I keep myself in my own mind relevant.
Do you guys have any future plans after the PCT? Anything you're looking forward to, or?
Yeah, we're going to teach ski to young students in Park City, Utah coming this winter. Eventually we'll do the CDT. I don't know when that's going to happen, but eventually, maybe when I get the motivation to.
Any advice for future PCT hikers? People looking to do the PCT, through hike?
Don't romanticize the PCT. Yes, it's beautiful, but there's lots of ups and downs. You're going to love it, and there are going to be hard days, and there are going to be wonderful days, but it's not worth doing.
And if you hate the heat, start early.
Yeah.
All right, anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Just trying to get out of these mosquitoes, right? How can we follow you on social media if we want to follow your journey?
We have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. They're all at Let's Trek Together.
Cool. All right, thank you so much for chatting. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.